What's going on, guys? Vegas here, and today I am joined with Witty. And I just got done. I don't know about Witty, but I just finished watching the Chargers win against the Denver Broncos, 23-16. And the story of this game was basically the first half because the Chargers were basically up 20-0. Bo Nix couldn't do jack nothing for the entire first half, and so once it got into the second half, the Chargers were basically playing conservative, which I understand. They were up 20-0, but it let the Broncos have a chance to basically come back into this game. And not come back into this game where it was like a threat, but at least it gave Broncos a chance. So it was 20-0. The game ended 23-16. And I want to say operation-wise, the offense for the Chargers was a lot better. The main question I had going into this game for the Chargers is how efficient and how functional they can be on offense, because that's kind of their main issue right now. Their defense is solid. They're every single game, every Chargers game their defense has been the story, and they have been consistent this entire season. But the problem that we have is that Greg Roman and this Chargers offense, and going into this game, most of the time, it was due to pre-snap penalties like false starts, illegal formation. So the first half, it was very clean, no huge penalties, and the Chargers were able to move the ball efficiently down the entire game. Justin Herbert was superb during the third downs, every time that they had the ball. At one point, the time of possession was 20 to 7 or 8 minutes. The Chargers were basically controlling this entire game. And again, once they got into the second half, the Chargers basically got conservative, and they were like, all right, we're just going to run the ball, and we're going to put the pressure on the Broncos to try to just basically try to score at will, which Bo Nix wasn't really able to do. But I don't know my opinion on Greg Roman, because at times he has amazing play calls, and at other times he just gets so conservative and he goes back to his old ways. I'm so tired of basically you see your team not able to run the ball, and he just stays committed to the run. You see Justin Herbert just dialing up, dealing nonstop, just throwing pass after pass after pass, getting 10-yard plays after 10-yard play after 10-yard play, and then all of a sudden you want to start running the ball for 1-yard gain, 1-yard gain, 1-yard gain. And I don't know, it's probably annoying as a QB when you're not able to you're in a flow, you're in a rhythm, and then your offensive coordinator is just saying, all right, we're going to take the ball out of your hands, and we're just going to give it to J.K. Dobbins, and we're just going to see him try to break out for a couple of yards. And they were able to run the ball efficiently this game. But to me, when you get into better teams, when you're facing better teams, like what happened with the Chiefs and what happened with the Steelers, they're obviously not going to let you do that to them. So again, my question for this Chargers team is when you're not able to run the ball, what can this team do? Because if they can't throw the ball efficiently downfield and actually scare the secondary for any defense, then all teams have to do is just stop the run. And so the Broncos weren't able to stop the run this game, and
which was surprising.
Yeah, so the Broncos are actually ranked 10th in terms of run defense. So they're not bad, but again, it's not the best. And so it could be just because the last two games where the Chargers lost, when they were facing the Steelers and the Chiefs, that those were just the two best run defenses in the league. So
I'll chime this in.
All right, go ahead.
Vegas, if you don't mind. So they played. I did watch their game against the Chiefs, and to be fair, on the Chargers side, they were missing Rashawn Slater and Joe Alt, and penalties killed them because they had a couple big plays wiped off the board because they should have beat the Chiefs. The Chiefs should not be undefeated. They should have won that game. You don't get 2 straight turnovers. Patrick Mahomes throws a terrible interception, and then Carson Steele fumbles on the very next play. I think there were back-to-back turnovers at that. and they ended up losing. So, and they ended up having penalties, ended up killing them that game. And for this game, I didn't get to see, but did Joe Alt and Rashawn Slater both play?
Yeah, Joel Alt and Rashawn Slater were playing, but like, holy, if you're watching this whole game, like like injuries, I don't know if it's like a curse or something with the Chargers, but like this team just cannot stay healthy. Like I don't know what it is. Like Lab McConkey, like he was just dealing with like some sort of injury, or like he'll go down, he'll stay down for a bit, and then you got Quentin Johnson, he'll go down, he'll go into the locker room, then all of a sudden he shows back up on the field. Lab McConkey showing back up on the field. Rashawn Slater getting hurt, then he goes into the locker room, and then gets back on the field. So it's like this team just are dealing with stuff, and then when they feel okay, they get back on the field. So it's like small little things that you know about key players for this Chargers team that they're dealing with stuff, and it's like you're managing it throughout the game, which I guess is fine, because as long as it's not ending, then hopefully you're managing these injuries and you're able to like still play them. But it's scary going into like each game, knowing that if you lose Rashawn Slater or if you lose Joe Alt and like they're out, like you're cooked. Because again, the premise of this Chargers like offense is their offensive line, and if their line is not healthy, then they can't do anything. Yeah, they can't do anything because their main focus is on running the ball. And I said this in my last video. There's no one on this like receiving core for the Chargers offense that's like scary. So like I said this before. Yeah, I said this before. Like you're not going to see Justin Herbert throw it downfield, like for a 30-yard bomb or a 50-yard bomb. You're not going to see that on this Chargers receiving core. So they have to be able to do quick game and run the ball. And if they can't run the ball, it's going to be quick game. And right now, their best receiver is Lad McConkey, and he's dealing with injuries. And so, like I'm looking at right now, the top receiver for the Chargers is Semi Fehoko for 2 receptions for 44 yards.
Who is it?
I'm like, yeah, who is that? Semi Fehoko. Like, come on now. Like, Quentin Johnson, 3 receptions, 22 yards. Lad McConkey, 4 receptions, 43 yards. Are Kamani Vidal, who his first career.
Who is that?
Kamani Vidal, he be balling. Like, he comes in, his first catch goes for like a 30-yard touchdown pass, which was a great throw by Herbert. But it's things like that. Like, we got Kamani Vidal as like the 3rd leading receiver on this like Chargers like offense. And if you get come into a team that's gonna say, all right, enough with this run like crap, you're gonna have to rely on receivers like Semi Fehoko and Kamani to be able to like dust corners and dust safeties and DBs, and that's that's not gonna happen. Joshua Palmer as well. Yeah, it's not gonna happen. So it's about this team converting on 3rd downs, and for this game, the Chargers were able to convert on 3rd down like multiple times. Like, I don't know how many 3rd downs they were able to convert, but it was crazy. And I'm pretty sure Sean Payton and Bo Nix were just annoyed by just sitting. Oh yeah, third down efficiency, 11 for 18. You're not gonna get this on your next game. You're not. 11 for 18. So
Yep.
I want the Chargers to be able to understand that, yeah, you were consistent this game, but what's going to happen next game? What's going to happen against the good teams? What's going to happen against the...
Like when they played the Chiefs, for example, yeah.
Yeah, they're not going to let you be 11 for 18. So how are you able to adapt on your offense to be able to score? And that's the one thing I'm really concerned about this Chargers offense. Again, they got the win. They were up 20-0. But
you should win a game when you're up 20-0.
Yeah, you should win this game. You should win this game. Again, Bo Nix is a rookie. Jesse Minter has a lot of experience coaching a defense and like making QB's lives miserable. So again, you're supposed to win this game. And Jim Harbaugh, Justin Herbert, they saw that they were up by 20-0, so they were gonna game manage the game, run the clock out, and put the pressure on the Denver Broncos to be able to do something. And they weren't. They ran out of time. So overall, this game was good because again, you got the win. But my concerns again for this offense are still there. Second half.
Oh yeah, they're gonna be there.
Yeah, second half you only scored 3 points. Second half, you weren't able to efficiently like run the ball again. You were able to do it in the first half, but you couldn't run in the second half, and so you were struggling again on pushing, like having a consistent drive. Again, you're not throwing it downfield, so there's no threat to the secondary. So again, my concerns are still there. They may not come up for next week because you're facing the Cardinals, who I don't think has a really good defense. So
It's not going to come up for a minute, man.
yeah,
Look, they have the Cardinals, the Saints, the Browns, and the Titans.
yeah, they have a
That should be a 4-0 stretch.
cakewalk schedule, and the first time they face against a good team like the Ravens, that's when you're gonna be like, all right,
Well, look what happens after. Look, so after that, their next game are against the Bengals, who are going to be in survival mode.
yep,
The Ravens, the Falcons, and then the Chiefs, and then the
mm-hmm,
Buccaneers. So that's their next 5 games,
mm-hmm,
and all those teams are 4-2 right now. Well,
mm-hmm,
4-2 except for the Bengals.
and the best defense, like, I don't know if any of those teams like have amazing defenses. I want to say the
The
Ravens, but
Chiefs,
even the Ravens are
the
questionable.
Chiefs.
Oh yeah, the Chiefs. We already faced them and we lost, but it was still a close
Mhm.
game. But it's like the Chargers offense only scored 10 points, so it's like the concerns are still there. Like you're not going to win a game scoring 10 points. You have to score more. Like in my opinion, you have to score at least 24 points to be like, all right, you did your job. You're average. You're an average offense in scoring 24 points. If you don't reach that, then I need to start looking around and be like, all right, what do you guys need to do? What you guys need to get better at? And so for the Chargers, is them for it seems like they have to be able to run the ball, and if they can't run the ball, then they're screwed. So.
Yep. That's what Harbaugh's whole scheme is built on, is running that ball.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted to take the ball out of Herbert's hand, which I kind of understand. But there are some games where, like you said, you're going to need to put the ball in his hand. And he is a $200 million quarterback.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to let him show the crowd and show us why he's paid that much to do
Mm-hmm.
what he do. Let it fly. But you think your team's going to make the playoffs?
They should, because this is such a cakewalk schedule, and they're not going to be exposed. I don't expect them to like again win anything. So, but I do expect them to at least get into the playoffs because their schedule is such a cakewalk. Um, but yeah, again, the concerns are still there. Hopefully, the injuries are not like that concerning for the Chargers going into their next game. They have a bit of time concerning it's on Monday, so they can rest their guys a bit more. Um, so yeah, let me know in the comments below what you guys thought about this game. What you guys think the Chargers need to do better. Again, Greg Roman, like he switched up on the play calling. He gave the ball to Justin Herbert a lot more, so he was throwing a lot more. Justin Herbert throwing for 237 yards. That's his most of this season, which is crazy. So at least
Mm-hmm.
Greg Roman is adapting. But I guess we just have to wait a bit more, or as the season goes along, to see how this offense actually is, because I don't think they were really tested this week.
Oh no, not at all.
So yeah, let me know in the comments below what you guys thought about this game, and we will catch y'all later. Peace.